when Jesus asks his disciples who they think he is, and they don't know what to say, and he is expecting an answer, then Peter, he says, "You surely is the living Christ, Messiah." And we have two records. The scriptures very often contradict each other or say the things in a different way. And in one of the textures in St. Matthew, Jesus praises Peter because he said this to him, that he was Messiah. In the other version, from St. Mark and St. Luke, he says that they have to keep secret about it. They must not tell in the world, because this truth is hidden. I think Jesus was not sure about his relation to God. He was wavering all the time long, and we hear him in different situations, and when he really is trodden to the ground, he cries that God has forsaken him. Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. On the cross, he was forsaken by God. He feared it. Jesus was in pains and in horrors and in temptations, and he was thirsty, and he was sleeping, and he was desperate, and he became angry, and he suffered all the passions which a man in this world is suffering, because he was a true man. And he himself did not know if he was Son of God or he was not, only when he arrived at Caesarea Philippi and he asked his disciples, "Who do people say whom I am?" And then they said, "Well, some say Elias, some say the resurrected John the Baptist, some say this, some say other things." Then he asked them, "But whom do you believe the Son of Man is?" And then only Peter took courage and came with the confession, which is the Christian church. And on this word of Peter, Christ wanted to build his church. And we have this visible church and churches, many of them, in all Europe, all over the world. But this visible church is not alone the Christian church. The church is invisible and is built where man meets another man, and brotherhood evokes in their hearts. And he said, "You shall love your fellow man." And not even that, you shall even love your enemy. And this is the hardest task This is difficult for everybody of us. But if we were able to, the world would change at once. The secrets of Jesus. The church is full of secrets. In Islam, there are not so many secrets. Everything is plain. The Prophet Muhammad, he made a new religion. I read that he said at the end, I think Surah 5, that in this way I have made you a religion, Islam, to follow. And naturally, you must love Muhammad, which your fathers have told you about. And I think naturally we must love in our culture, we must love Jesus, our brother, and whom we call our Savior. Because he is the Son of Man, we say. He is the one we pierce in our heart by our love. Because we love him, we pierce him in our heart, and when the time of our death is coming, we call for him. And then he comes from the inside of us. Because he is so close in many ways. He is the Word himself in which we address each other. So I hereby, what you had expected, know that I say Jesus is God. He is the greatest lover of this world because he was able to love man from here to the end of the world. And I think there is a truth in the death on the cross. There is a hidden truth. I know it is abhorrent to Muslims, and it is also horrid very often for us to think that this so exceptional man, this poet, this lover, this filled with spirit and wisdom, that he should hang on the cross. We cannot understand how God could suffer it, because he wouldn't suffer that Ishmael, your forefather, was killed, or Isaac, when Abraham, he wanted to slaughter his son, but he suffered it when Jesus from Nazareth, he was killed. And I'm glad that